Hey guys, how are you? It's Adaisha. Welcome back or welcome to my channel if you are new. Today I'm going to show you how to do my Smedium Knotless braids. When I do my knotless braids, I like them boneless. I like them flats. I like them to sway like a weave. It took me like a whole weekend to do this. So if you like them to look like a 40-inch bust down, okay, let me show you. So first, I gotta start with my middle part. That's like how I start my whole foundation. And I use a rat tail comb to do that. And then I split the left side of my hair and the right side of my hair into two sections. And I'm using my rat tail comb to make sure the sections are equal. And then I'm gonna make another section from ear to ear by my nape. And then that big section up top is gonna be my last section. So in total, you should have 5 sections. I'm going to start with the front right section, and I like to start at the very top when I do Smedium because I like to do 5 rows on each side in the front. I can't like do an equal like split since it's 5 rows. I part the top row first, and then I'm going to braid that up and put it out the way. And now it's easier for me to do the 4 other sections. Because if you watch my medium parting video, then you know that we just split this into 2 sections and then split those 2 sections into 2 more sections, making it 4 equal rows. So you should have 5 rows on each side of your head. Now let's move on to the back. I'm using this 3-way mirror I got from Amazon. And I'm going to use my rat tail comb to make 2 rows at the section of the nape that we made. And then for the top section, I'm going to split that into 2. I split it because it makes it easier for me to part on both sides. And then I'm going to work on that right section and just connect each row that I made in the front section to the back. So you should have 5 sections, just like the front sections that we just did. And they should all connect. And I'm doing those same couple steps on the left side of my head, starting from the back. I kind of switch up my parting technique with Smedium Knotless because it gets a little smaller, so it gets more technical, and I want to make sure I get the parts right. If it seems different from my other videos, that's why. So in total, you should have 5 rows on the front left section, 5 rows on the right front section, 5 rows on the back right section, 5 rows on the left back section, and 2 rows on the nape section. I hope that's clear. Okay, so now I'm going to show y'all how I brick-layered or did the square parts for the front of my head. I didn't have any footage of me doing it for the back of my head, so I'm going to just let you know how many square parts I did for the back of my head for each row. But I just wanted to give you an example of how small I made the parts and the size you should be looking for. So if you watched me before, you know I like to crisp up my parts. I like to use my lock and twist gel. I still use that. And use my rat tail comb and just clean that part up. You don't have to if you don't want to. And I'm going to do 3 parts in this first row. And after I clean up this second row, I'm going to put another 3 parts right here. And we're just going to switch places real quick because I couldn't see properly. Y'all, this mirror right here really comes in handy because without it, these parts would be crooked as hell. So I definitely recommend getting this mirror. Make sure you guys take your time during this part. Don't rush if you want it to look real nice. Don't rush. And for the third row, I'm going to do 4 square parts. And for the 4th row, I'm going to do 5 square parts. And then the very top row, which is the last row, I'm going to do 6 parts. And I'm doing the same thing on the other side. So let's go back over this. So this is how small my parts are for Smedium Knotless. So my top row has 6 square parts. My second row has 5 square parts. My third row has 4 square parts. My 4th row has 3 square parts. And my 5th row has 3 square parts. So in total, I have 21 parts on the left front section and on the right front section as well. Now I'm going to show you how I did this color combo that I came up with. I'm playing with a lot of browns and blondes right now, so I knew I wanted the top layer to be dark brown, and I knew I wanted the bottom to be like an ashy blondes with some browns in it and highlights of like 613. So I'm going to show you how I did those 3 different color combos. So I used Sensational Zorua braiding hair. I had 1 pack of color 2, 1 pack of color 4, 1 pack of color 30, and 1 pack of color 613. The first color combo I'm going to do is that top layer, that dark brown that I want. I always like to brush out the hair first before I start blending. I'm taking 1 bundle of the color 2, and I'm splitting that in half and putting it to the side. And I'm going to take that bundle of color 4 and split it in half too. And we're going to blend those 2 colors together. I need my blend to be seamless. Like I need it to look like butter. Like I just got a balayage at a real expensive salon or something. To get a seamless blend, I like to sandwich my colors on top of each other. And then I start pulling them apart and then sandwiching again. In between, I'm also detangling it with the paddle brush. So I put number 2 first, and then I put number 4 on top of that. And then I sandwich that with number 2. And then I start separating and blending them back together. And here is the dark brown that I'm going to use for the top layer of my braids. I love it, love it, love it. For the bottom layers, I'm going to use 2 different color combos. The first one is going to use a little bit of that dark brown color combo that I just made. And I'm going to mix some 613 and color 30 with that. And this is the measurement of how much of each color that I'm using. So you see I'm using more of that dark brown color combo and just a little bit of color 30 and color 613 because I want more of that chocolatey brown to be that main color, and I want the color 30 and 613 to be that warm highlight. And I'm going to sandwich those on top of each other again. And that is how I got my chocolatey brown warm highlight combo. I don't know. I don't know what to name these combos, y'all, but that's how I got my second color combo. And then my third and final color combo is going to be that ashy blonde. I started with mainly color 4 and then mixed in a little bit of 613 and color 30 again. And then as I kept blending, I realized I needed more 613 and 30. So use more color 30 and 613 together to get that ashy blonde look. So the color combo for the top row is a mix of color 2 and color 4. The color combos for row 2 through 5 are alternated between 2 different color combos. I really hope that makes sense. I wanted to share with you guys some new tips and tricks that I've learned since braiding my own hair and becoming a full-time braider. When I do extra long braids, I don't like to use the 72-inch hair. That hair tangles up so bad. I get 24-inch or 52-inch, either one. But this time I used 24-inch, and I added in hair by the time I got past my bra. So I only added in hair one time to get my hair to be thigh length. When I first started doing knotless braids, I used to use like thick pieces of braiding hair when I braided, like when I didn't really need to. I was just trying to make sure like the hair was full, I guess. But now I really don't do that as much because number one, it's just too much hair sometimes and it can create tension and breakage. Now each piece of braiding hair that I use has to match the density of my hair and whatever size parts I'm doing. I'm making sure the braiding hair matches the width of my hair. And that is how I made my guide on how much braiding hair to use. And I used 3 pieces of that in each braid. That's it. And that's how I got them to look boneless and like flat to my head, but still full. I braided a little looser this time. Like it's not as tightly braided. And I feel like after I dipped, it made my braids flow better. Like I had a 40-inch middle part bust down, okay? I like that. So yeah, try braiding looser when you do your own braids. Like it really makes a difference on how they flow and how they look. Like, I don't know, they just look sleeker to me. Another tip, if you're using braiding hair that is not the same color as your hair and you are trying to tuck it in yourself, I would suggest twisting your hair in with the braiding hair, like together at the same time, inwards towards your face, if that makes sense. Like just watch how I'm twisting inwards towards my face, and that should make your hair go in the back of the braiding hair. I absolutely love how this color combo came out. Like this is exactly what I wanted. Try color combos and just have fun with it. So to finish up the braids, I'm going to use Lotta Body foam. I love the way this smells. And I'm using it from root to tip. And now I'm going to use my Silver Bird blow dryer just to seal in the braids and, you know, make them look nice. And this also melts away the flyaways. And nowadays when I'm dipping, I do it in sections. Split my hair into 2 sections or 3 sections just to make sure like I'm dipping each section in the same. I don't play when it comes to dipping hair because you can mess up the braids. So I'll start by dipping only the ends, like the tips of the hair first, and then I'll dip in the rest of the braids like really quickly, like in and out. I won't leave it in there for a couple seconds or anything. I'ma dip it in, dip it out, like 1, 2. And then I dry it off. I like to do it like this too because it makes sure that the ends are as straight as possible. Also, try to braid all the way down to the very ends because that will help the braids stay straight at the ends too. Because I hate when braids get crinkly. If I didn't curl it, don't get crinkly. Like, I don't like that. And then my last tip, I like to dip my towel, a thick towel. Use a thick towel if you do this. I like to dip it in the boiling water, and I use that to seal the top of my head since I can't get all the way up there. That just makes it look, even flatter and like boneless. So yeah, that is it. That's how I did my medium thigh length knotless. I hope you guys enjoyed, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye.